Assetto Corsa and Forza Horizon series are very different games, but they can look quite the same if you don't know what they actually are, what they do, how it plays, etc, etc. So in this video I want to help you with this decision. If I have a choice between buying or playing Assetto Corsa or Forza Horizon 5 or 4 or 3, it doesn't really matter, they all will be the same in this case. This will be the only video for you to help get this decision of which one to buy or which one to play. So without further ado, let's just get started. And this video is sponsored by this channel's brand new sponsor, Instant Gaming. If you want to get best games for the cheapest prices, no matter it's on a PC, PlayStation, Xbox or Nintendo consoles, and you don't want to wait for any sales, Instant Gaming is the way to go. And I also partnered with Instant Gaming for epic giveaway of any game of your choice in the description down below. So click the link in the description to take part in there. And also every purchase that you make on Instant Gaming through my link will help the channel as well. So click the link in the description to get the best games for the best prices. Now back to the video. So first, let's differentiate what these games actually are and what they do. Starting with Forza Horizon series, and all of them 5, 4 and 3, they're practically the same gameplay wise. The only real differences are the locations and some additional gameplay elements. Forza Horizon series is an arcade racer game that is set in an open world. The main focus of those games is spectacle rather than realism. It gives you a chance to drive the best cars in the best locations and feel as best as possible. And it does not have a steep learning curve at all. It's easy to get into and it's rather not that difficult to master as well. It's not easy to master, but it's not very difficult this compared to the other type of racing. While Assetto Corsa is a racing simulator, or racing sim if you want to call it like that. Its main goal is the realism, to drive the cars as realistically as possible with all its ups and downs. And that game is not easy to get into because the cars there drive, well, like real cars. You have all the assist options and things like that, but it's not as simple as it is in Forza Horizon series. So in short, if Forza Horizon series is focusing on to getting you to the finish line as fast as possible and as stylishly as possible and focusing on spectacle, in Assetto Corsa you basically are trying to get to the finish line, because in the beginning you are going to struggle with this a lot. But yeah, that's a short gist of it. How does both of those games actually play and what are the real differences? In Forza Horizon series you're playing in an open world. You move around the world absolutely freely and then you get to the different events and you just play those events. Events wise they're quite varied. It's your regular racing, drift racing, time attacks, and even like battle royale style games as well. Just don't get me started on that, it's just there. While Assetto Corsa is not an open world game, it's a very traditional racing game where you either play any races that you want, you choose different racing types and you just play them, or you progress through the career starting from the bad cars and just progressing to the better cars and better races. Yeah, you kind of do that in Forza Horizon as well, but in Forza Horizon you unlock amazing cars basically right away, while here you need to progress through the worst type of cars and worst type of races to the best ones, and all this with extremely realistic driving mechanics. Speaking of driving mechanics, Forza Horizon is extremely simple driving mechanics. Many cars drive very similarly and they're quite easy to get into. You don't have any damage models, you can bump into anything that you want, you can hit the wall at a full speed and nothing will happen. But with Assetto Corsa it's a bit different, because it's focusing on the realistic driving. Your focus is to, well, drive as cleanly as possible, because otherwise you will be penalized in races. But okay, we understood. Assetto Corsa is realistic driving, Forza Horizon is arcade driving to make it easier. Okay, now let's get to the fun parts, and it is the cars. How many cars are in each game? Now Forza Horizon 5 is a clear winner here because it has the most amount of cars. With all of its DLCs and additions, at the moment of the recording at least, it has 860 different cars, and it ranges from different ages to different type of cars, starting from the very old school cars to ending with the hyper cars. And the number of cars actually increasing because this is a live service game and the car sales are actually money driving mechanics in the game. And Assetto Corsa is actually a bit different than this. In an ultimate edition of Assetto Corsa, which is the edition that has all of the cars and all of the DLC cars, you only have 178 cars, not even close to FH5, right? However, each cars are far more detailed and far more realistic than its Forza Horizon counterparts. Each car drives very differently and give you completely different feelings. But this 178 cars has a big asterisk on its top, and that's because that only concerns a base PC version and console versions as well. But what Assetto Corsa has that Forza Horizon does not have is mods. Well, Forza Horizon does have mods but does not have a car mods. With Assetto Corsa you have a bunch of car mods, and I'm talking about thousands of different cars. If you can think of a car, of any car, there is a very very high chance, no matter how ridiculous those cars are, there are very high chance that the Assetto Corsa has a mod for it, and those mods will be incredibly detailed and very different from each other. How many cars we're talking exactly? Well, at the moment of the recording, if you're gonna go to assettoworld.com and check the car mods, you have more than 6,500 car mods there. And yeah, and these numbers are actually increasing. So car-wise, FH5 wins only on the consoles, but comes nowhere near close to the PC. And of course, absolute majority of those mods for Assetto Corsa is absolutely free as well, so no DLC bullshit there. Speaking of mods, let's talk a little bit more detailed in here, because yeah, Assetto Corsa here wins by a long shot here. Don't get me wrong, Forza Horizon 5 has mods on the PC as well, but it's mainly cosmetic and graphical mods, and a little bit of a UI mods. But in Assetto Corsa, mods are basically transforming entire game. No two modded Assetto Corsas will look the same because of how many different mods they are. Mods in AC are so big that there are people that are making their living by making mods and selling them. Yes, the mod scene is so big that there are even paid mods for this game. And don't get me wrong, they're very good and very worth it. You have all the different type of mods, starting from cars, going to different racetracks, and even entire open worlds that you can add. You can add these open worlds, different weather effects, different shaders, even adding different AI for the cars that drive in the cities. And most importantly, you can change the game's looks in whatever way that you want. And this game can look absolutely stunning. If you have seen a very realistic looking, incredibly beautiful racing games and was wondering what those games are, it was probably Assetto Corsa. The beauty of this game is unparalleled. Yes, FH5 looks very beautiful as well, but it's limited with its beauty. You cannot do a lot more with the looks of this game. You can do a little bit on a PC, but nothing on a console. In Assetto Corsa PC version, you can make this game look absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And one more thing that I wanted to compare Assetto Corsa with Forza Horizon 5 is the peripheral support, because it is very important for the racing games as well. Because if you like racing games and if you really like cars, you most likely want to use some periphery in order to actually, well, feel more realistic and feel better while driving. Well, here there are also a lot of big differences. FH5 is mainly a console game, but it supports a lot of different racing wheels. So if you like racing wheels even on a console, you can use it and feel amazingly. But the support is a little bit limited compared to Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa has far larger range of racing wheels that it can use for its game, and because of how realistic these cars and how this game is, the feedback is actually much better in AC than in FH5. If it was only that, I would say a tie between those two, but it's actually not. Assetto Corsa has actually far larger support to far more different devices, and because of its versatility and modability on the PC, you have ability to add a bunch of different dashboards and controls, and you can actually add the support of head tracking and eye tracking, basically giving you the ability to look around while driving, and of course the support of VR. Now you can make those work on FH5 as well, but it requires far more tinkering and far more work, and it's not working as well as in AC. So yeah, peripheral support wise, Assetto Corsa actually wins. So overall, which one do I think is a better deal for you? Which one do I recommend you buy? If you like racing for spectacles and just want fast cars and stylish driving and music blasting in your ears, and if you had a childhood with a need for speed in it, then probably Forza Horizon 5 will be the better deal for you, because most likely you are an arcade racer. But if you really love cars and want as best experience as possible, Assetto Corsa is your way to go, especially if you're playing on a PC. This game is absolutely insane in its realism and will make you feel like an amazing racer quite soon. And weirdly enough, if you have correct hardware, it will actually increase your actual driving skills as well, even though I do not suggest you to try whatever you're doing in AC games in a real world, at least if you're not under a very specific supervision. And by the way, if you want to know more about the Assetto Corsa, you can watch my video about it right here. And if you like to know more about Forza Horizon 5, I actually have a video about that as well right here, and you can watch that too. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe right here as well. This will be for today, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.